Welcome! I'm Coral Bass with Manatee County Parks and Natural Resources, and today we'll be exploring all about what makes a Florida holiday in the sun so special, and natural for that matter. Let's explore the similarities and the differences. Differences like our weather, our plants, our wildlife. We'll explore all of that. So come along with me and discover what makes us unique and special here in Florida. When you think of winter weather, this is what most people envision, and especially in the northern states. White, snowy, cold. In Florida, our weather's not like that. To begin with, our temperature in December average around 66 degrees, so a little too balmy for snow. In fact, snow has not accumulated in Manatee County since January of 1977. The closest we get to a white Christmas is our ground cover, Florida snow, otherwise known as Florida pursley. These invasive white flowers are seen popping up in yards all over the state, beginning in November. But alas, you cannot hit the snowball with them, nor will they freeze overnight and cause car accidents. So that rules out skiing, sledding, and other fun snow pursuits. In fact, depending on the year and the temperature, you might be warm enough to wade in the Gulf's water. So in our area of Florida, we normally can't have snow. But naturally, what do we have? Oh, Christmas tree! Do we still have beautiful pine trees like slash pines and longleaf pines that some people use for Christmas trees? People even plan to plant their own Christmas tree in their yard and watch it grow, year after year, decorating each and every year. Are you ready for a holly-giant Christmas? Florida woods are filled with holly bushes. Hollies are seen on wreaths and decorate many a tree, and originally started in both Roman and Druid cultures. In the Roman culture, as a gift to the god Saturn in his festival Saturnalia that occurred at the end of December, and with the Druids, who wore holly on their heads to protect themselves when they entered the forest. There are 3 species and 1 hybrid of native hollies that are found in Florida. In northern Florida, holly bushes like the American holly, Ilex opaca, the Yaupon holly, Ilex vomitoria, and the hybrid East Palatka, Ilex ententia, thrive in the woods. As we travel further south, Manatee County, we can find our native Gehun holly, Ilex cassine, if you would like an up-close and personal sitting with our local holly. Check out the uplands of Frederico Preserve. Birds feast on the vibrant berries and use the bushes as safe places to build nests. Ho, ho, the mistletoe, another festive plant, can still be found in our Florida woods. Historically speaking, mistletoe was seen as sacred to the Celtic because it was planted so close to the sky, and in Scandinavia, it was a sign of peace. The adopting of mistletoe tradition came to the United States through the immigrants and has remained in our culture. Surprising to most people, mistletoe is found in the canopy of our oak hammock, specifically in the laurel oaks, and it is a parasite. There are over 1,000 different species of mistletoe worldwide, and they're semi-parasites, or partial parasites. Mistletoe attaches to a tree's existing nutrients and water from the host tree, While it gives nothing to the host tree, the leaves from the mistletoe will still produce some food. Now, a little off the beaten path, but with a very spirited names and colors, is our lichens. Lichens are a mutualistic relationship between two different organisms, like an algae or a cyanobacteria, and a fungus who work together as one. Unlike the mistletoe, the lichen doesn't harm the tree. It creates their own food and just uses the tree as a foundation. Now let me introduce to you two very holiday-inspired names, the Christmas lichen and the reindeer lichen, both found in Florida. It is believed that the Christmas lichen was given its name based on the vibrant reds and greens of the lichen, while reindeer lichen came from the first time someone identified the species. A reindeer was nibbling on it. Nom, nom. In a snowy winter environment, lichen is a good food to stop starvation, especially in an animal like a deer. Speaking of deer, typically when you think of Christmas wildlife, reindeer pulling Santa's sleigh may be on your mind, but deer in general have long been a symbol of the holiday. In Eastern Europe and Scandinavia, deer were seen as the ones who bring life to the young in the hard winters. They are known for embodying peace and grace. And in Florida, deer was an important fresh game source for the pioneers. Another classic holiday image is the songbirds. And we have songbirds. They're the 4 calling birds in the carol, the 12 Days of Christmas. Cardinals, doves, and even robins can all be found at our feeders and fluttering around our preserve. Further along, in the 12 Days of Christmas carol, we had 60 sleighs. And oh, do we have migratory geese. Geese were classically a food eaten on Christmas Day in Victorian England. Let's all remember Ebenezer Scrooge brought the cooked goose to Bob Cratchit and his family in the Christmas Carol. In Florida, we have plenty of Canadian geese in the area, some that migrate and some that have decided to make Florida their permanent residence. Now, if you were to plunge into the water, you would discover a world of wildlife hidden beneath the waves with very holiday-inspired names. Whether you're angelfish or your jingle shells to your Christmas tree worms, there are many wildlife with holiday-inspired names found in our Gulf waters. Florida has adopted some more untraditional natural symbols. Whether it is the starfish on the top of the Christmas tree, with seashells as the main ornament, a snowman made of sand, or a palm tree covered in lights. Holiday in the Florida sun is a little different than our northern neighbors. Dare I say, though, maybe even more fun. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey into the Florida backyard and Christmas holiday where they mix together. Please tell if you can think of any other Florida Christmas and nature combination that I haven't talked about. Let us know in the comments. I'm always curious what y'all have to think. Anyways, thank you so much for joining us, and I hope to see you again on our next adventure. Bye-bye now.